Okay, everyone, you know the drill. Suit up. Hello, everyone. This is Warhawk Beyond 2040, and welcome to another edition of the Flash Season 9 review series. And today I'm going to be talking about Episode 9, It's My Party and I'll Die If I Want to, which I have just finished watching. And I am absolutely pleased and thrilled to say, after what has been a very up and down Season 9, we have finally got the episode that we have all been waiting for, and that was the return of Oliver Queen, aka the Green Arrow, and it was absolutely fantastic. Loved every second of this episode, and lots of great callbacks to past Arrow seasons. We've even got a couple of story arcs that were left hanging, finally resolved, and yes, it was definitely worth the wait. Of course, we had to get through a number of clunkers to get to that point, but yes, I'm very pleased to say this episode was top notch, and it was great to see the return of Stephen Amell, who hasn't played Oliver Queen in well over 3 years now. So to see him back with Grant Gustin and David Ramsay, it was like he never left. And I loved it. It was absolutely fantastic. And I always got the sense that if Stephen Amell was ever going to reprise his role of Oliver Queen, it was going to be for a special occasion, because he's always gone on record to say that he was done. But I'm glad that he was persuaded to come back one last time, and I'm glad he was brought back for the final season of The Flash, because for those of you diehard Arrowverse fans like myself remember, Barry Allen appeared in Arrow Season 2. So, in a way, Arrow kind of set the table for The Flash to have his own spin off series, and, to have Oliver in an episode of The Flash for his final season, it just made perfect sense, and it just brought everything full circle. Because for me, Oliver did start the Arrowverse with his show, but I kind of feel that when Barry Allen appeared, that's really when the Arrowverse started, because we not only got one hero, but now we had two heroes. So in a way, I kind of look at, you know, Arrow and the Flash starting this whole thing off. Yes, credit is due to, of course, Arrow for getting all this rolling, but really the ball started rolling with the introduction of the Flash. So having Oliver back for one of the last episodes of season 9, can't ask for any more than that. Doesn't get any better. So I'm really, really pleased that we got Stephen Amell back one last time for one last round. And yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. And it really shows you, just this one appearance alone, it really shows you just how missed Oliver Queen really was. And more importantly, Stephen Amell. Because I've always said, and I speak for a lot of people, that since Stephen Amell left after they killed off Oliver Queen at the end of the Crisis on Infinite Earths 5 parts crossover, the Arrowverse hasn't been the same. We've seen shows cancelled left, right, and centre. The Flash is the last show standing. We've got 4 more episodes to go, which is kind of like a 4 part series finale, if you can look at it like that. And, things just haven't been fun anymore. Things haven't been the same, but to have Green Arrow back working with the Flash, yeah, definitely missed those times a lot. And I'm really glad we got that one last special treat, seeing the two biggest heroes in the Arrowverse working together to fight enemy. And yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to give a quick recap of what's happened so far, and then after that, we're going to get straight into talking about this epic episode, which is, of course, episode 9. So, as we saw previously in episode 8, we saw Barry, Iris, and a group of DOE agents trapped inside the speed lab, and they were unable to get out. So they were kind of back and forth in a time loop. And we see a villain called Lady Kronos who escaped from 2123. Oh, wow. Makes me feel old saying that. We saw her travel back in time to 2023, and in a way, we kind of saw her as like this thief, you know, using this magnetic with a stabilizer, and we more or less like saw her trapping everyone in the speed lab while she was out causing trouble. So Barry basically charged her belt so she could be reunited with the magnet in its stabilizer, and Barry, of course, convinced Lady Kronos to be arrested instead of dying. So I thought that was one of the better episodes of season 9, because we've had quite a few bad episodes in this final season, but I'm very pleased that episode 8 kind of turned things around because, I was seriously losing a lot of hope. And, we've had so many letdowns in season 9 so far. The handling of the Red Death, Barry Allen constantly taking a backseat in his own show in several episodes. But, I'm glad things are slowly starting to turn a corner. And, episode 8 was kind of the start of the road to recovery. I mean, the damage has more or less been done, but I feel with episode 8, we kind of saved the show from completely going off the cliff. So I'm really pleased about that. So, with that all said, let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight into it. Let's talk about episode 9. It's my party, and I'll die if I want to. So, we see Chester, Allegra, and Cecile come together to plan a second 30th birthday party for Barry. He's still technically only 29 on the cellular level, and the party is supposed to be a surprise for him. Later that night, Iris brings Barry to Star Labs where he's greeted by friends and family, including John Diggle and Wally West. Everyone enjoys the party, even Kramer and Singh are having a debate about who was the better police captain. We then see John Diggle gives Barry a special birthday gift, Oliver's bow that apparently was lost in National City, but not lost on Earth 38 after all. So essentially, this is Oliver's last bow and arrow that he had before he saved Earth 38 from being destroyed, which ultimately did get destroyed, but he managed to save everyone. So he kind of like left it behind after he sacrificed himself the first time round. Barry says he can't accept the gift and maybe it should be displayed in the Hall of Justice instead. Elsewhere at the party, Chester gives Allegra a necklace that doubles as a way to conceal her identity as a hero. Wally goes to talk to Barry, who is outside getting fresh air from the party. Wally tells Barry he's been projecting his consciousness into the Speed Force to find other timelines, to find another version of himself who has already found enlightenment. He says he needs help because he has a lot of baggage he's been dealing with, but something seems off about Wally. Inside, we see Barry toast to everyone for throwing him a birthday party, and everyone raises their glasses to him. Suddenly, everyone collapses. The drinks have been spiked by Ramsay Rosso, aka Bloodwork. Now, this is the first time we've actually seen Bloodwork for quite a while now. So, in terms of like main villain status, we've seen him come back a couple of times, but this is the first time that we've actually seen him back as a proper main villain for the show. Wally tries to solve the issue with peace and talking. Ramsay tells Barry that Nora will be a blood baby because of whatever it is he's doing to keep everyone immortal. Chester didn't drink anything, so Ramsay puppeteers everyone to go after him. Iris, however, is not under his control because Nora is sharing her healing factors with her. Meanwhile, Barry is trapped in a dreamscape of sorts with Ramsay. Ramsay tells Barry his plan is not to break him this time, but break Wally instead. Elsewhere in this mindscape, Wally is trapped in bad childhood memories with his mother and her addiction problems. Wally is also still grieving for Jesse, and Ramsay goads him by noting that Wally knows he's sensing not just other timelines, but other multiverses, and maybe out there is a possible another Jesse Quick. Ramsay offers to help Wally achieve true enlightenment and unlock the multiverse. He appeals to Wally by saying that if they work together, no one will ever have to see anyone they love die again. Wow. Oh, wow. At Star Labs, Chester is hiding from Ramsay's zombies, but Iris reaches out to Chester before the outside comms are cut off. In the Mindscape, Ramsay continues to taunt Barry and suddenly reveals they are on the set of a TV show, literally the set of The Flash, but with Ramsay directing, which to me was just absolutely ridiculous. Barry starts reading flashbacks from cue cards about survivor's guilt. When he tries to run, he hits a coffin and the body of Frost falls out. Caitlin shows up and says it's more important that he lives because he is the star of the show after all. Barry is dealing with survivor's guilt and Sully seems to wake up back in Star Labs. But Wally isn't okay. We see blood work has gotten to him. Wally is very angry at Barry and ultimately Wally kills Barry. Wow. We then see Barry wake up on Lianu Island and sees Oliver Queen and quickly realizes he's dead. Oliver reveals that it isn't also just Barry's world that is in danger. Oliver reveals that he created a new multiverse and that the alternate timelines are alternate Earths. Red Death came from Earth 4125. Okay, it's a bit of a mouthful. Ramsay wants to spread his infectious cells to all of the multiverses and needs Wally because Wally can reach them. They must also prevent the control over Wally from becoming permanent. This was absolutely WWE pop moment. Seeing Oliver standing there looking exactly the same as when we last saw him. If this was a WWE event like Attitude Era level, the whole place would have just erupted. I was literally grinning from ear to ear. I was like, yes, he's back. And, seeing the two of them hug, it was just another episode. It's like Oliver never left. And it was so good to see him back. And Stephen Amell hasn't lost a single step. He's still a badass as ever. And yeah, this was definitely the highlight of season 9 thus far. Zombie Allegra is about to attack Chester when Keone shows up using her ice powers. She freezes all of the water in their bodies. Keone was safe because she wasn't there when this all happened. Meanwhile, Ramsay uses Wally to start reaching out to the multiverse and creates a gateway for Ramsay to project himself into. On the island, Oliver knows the attack has started. Barry tells Oliver to resurrect him, but he can't because part of him doesn't want to go back. Barry's survivor's guilt is holding him back. Barry also calls Oliver out for all the people he brought back when he remade Earth. But Oliver notes that he didn't bring his own father back because it would have been too much. He also explains to Barry that the guilt never goes away, you just have to learn to live with it, and heroes don't stop running. After a classic pep talk, Oliver punches him to bring him back, but he also comes back as the Green Arrow to help save the multiverse. But sadly, it's temporary. Alright, business has picked up. Oliver's back as the Green Arrow. He's got his bow and arrow. Let's go. Green Arrow and the Flash go to deal with Ramsay, Kid Flash, and the Breach. While Kid Flash and Flash fight, Green Arrow confronts Ramsay, who sends a bunch of his new blood zombies to fight him. And we see Green Arrow in classic form take on everyone. At Star Labs, Keone uses her powers to try and fix everyone, starting with John Diggle, and it works. She rids him of Ramsay's infection. Chester gives Diggle the Spartan helmet and tells him that Barry needs his help. Oh, here we go. Meanwhile, Barry tries to reach Wally with a pep talk and an emotional plea and tells him that he can beat Ramsay's infection. It works. Wally is back. Wally says, I'm sorry for killing you, and Barry says, it's fine. We've got a job to do. Ramsay is about to fight Green Arrow directly when Spartan shows up, and he and Oliver embrace and reunite in a brotherly hug. Oh, I definitely got choked up. Seeing these two brings back epic memories. Bloodwork attacks them, but Flash and Kid Flash show up to contain him while Green Arrow gets a clear shot. Oliver tells Ramsay he has failed this city. Love it! Before taking the shot and ending the threat once and for all. Ramsay's hold is broken, and more than that, he's been made human again, and even cured of his HLH. He will now die in prison of old age. Oh dear. After everyone gets together at Barry's apartment, they know about the multiverse now. Keone realizes Oliver's the one who told her to go to Star Labs and save Diggle. She's connected to the natural world and was able to identify the unnatural that was Ramsay's infection. Oliver parties with everyone for a bit. Wally and Iris talk, and he realizes he must deal with the pain of his childhood from within. We then see Oliver and Diggle have a moment. Diggle gives Ollie an update on his family. He can't see them because rules, but keeps an eye on them. Oliver also tells Diggle that he did the right thing by rejecting the power of the cube. Diggle finally gets to say a proper goodbye to Oliver. Now, this was one thing that really bummed me out because during the events of Crisis, John Diggle never got a chance to say a proper goodbye to Oliver, never even got to fight by his side. So I was a little bit bummed out about that. So, in a way, it's nice we kind of got a true definitive conclusion for Arrow. You know, Oliver and Diggle fighting alongside each other one last time. So I'm really pleased we got that. So, I know I said before that the Flash shouldn't be used to resolve other shows' conclusions. I still stand by that, but I think as a fan of Arrow, we needed this. So it makes perfect sense that we got that final last closing chapter, with Diggle and Oliver. So I'm glad we got that. So we got a nice little resolution to Arrow. So we're all good. So then we see Oliver and Barry go for a drink and talking with Barry, acknowledging that he might not have become a hero without Oliver. And Oliver acknowledges that, no, you made me a better man. And Oliver reminds him that the bolt of lightning chose him. Don't ever forget that. And that's how we end episode 9. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Overall, fantastic. Great to see Barry in the lead. Great to see Oliver kicking ass one last time. Great to see Oliver and Diggle fighting side by side one last time. Yeah, very, very happy with this episode. And for me, this probably was the best episode of season 9 thus far. And yeah, I got a bit emotional, seeing everyone interacting with Oliver. It was just like he never left. That's how good it was. And it really makes you miss what the Arrowverse used to be. And in a way, it kind of reminded me of how fun the Arrowverse used to be, seeing heroes all crossing over into each other's shows. Definitely missed the fun aspects of the Arrowverse, and I'm really glad we got to see, that side of things one last time because, as I said, The Flash is the last show standing, and, if it's going to go out, you got to do it with the Green Arrow because if it wasn't for Green Arrow, we may not have had The Flash. So I'm really pleased about that. So that's going to be it from me. I am going to wrap this up now. What was your favourite moment from episode 9? Was it seeing Lian Yu? Was it seeing Oliver as the Green Arrow one last time? Was it seeing Green Arrow and the Flash fighting alongside each other? Was it seeing Diggle and Oliver reunite and fighting side by side one last time? Or was it seeing Barry and Oliver having a drink, just like old times? You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time for another edition of the Flash Season 9 review series, where I'm going to be talking about episode 10, which is going to be a 4-part series finale. So hopefully that will be good. So fingers crossed for that. So until next time, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And once again, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening, and a special thank you to bringing Green Arrow back one last time.